All right.
Oh,
Well, I'm here with Jane Badler, one of the stars of Trim Season. This is a very interesting movie. I'm not quite sure what I can say and what I cannot say, especially concerning your character. But I guess I'll start off with what got you onto this project to begin with.
well, I was sent a script by one of the producers, and I loved it. His name was Shawnee Lamotte, and we'd worked together before on a film called The Free Fall, and I just thought this is a role I've got to play. This was just such an incredible role. So that's how it started, and then it took us about 3 years to get it made. It was a long process. We got Ariel on, Paper Street Production House came on board, and then we kind of had a nice group of people that were making this happen.
Yeah. So when movies like this take a long time, what's some of the things that kind of get in the way that just get in my mind, you write a script, cool, we want to do it, let's pick a day, get everyone together and shoot it. Like what are some things that kind of get in the way of that make productions take longer than they probably should just to get rolling?
Well, number one, the big thing is funding, right? It's not easy to fund a film. And so that can take years to fund a film. To getting a script into shape, making sure that it's in the shape that you're proud of and that will be able to raise funding and to attract the right talent, because, talent don't want to come on board with a half-baked script. Then you need to attract a good production house to help you find the director, find the cast, find if you want to do a project right, it can take a long time to develop, the pre-production phase of it. So yeah, we wanted to do it right. We didn't just want to do it. We wanted to make sure that all the pieces of the puzzle were in place.
Yeah. And also, besides acting in this, you're also a producer on this and a number of other things. So I've heard that producers have all sorts of jobs as to on one end of the spectrum, they just put their name on it. And on the other end, it's they're basically making the movie, What's kind of your sort of ethos on just producing in general, and how do you approach that?
Well, I think every time I become involved as a producer, it's different. In this film, I would say that I was very involved in this film. As far as the script, I had a lot to do with the script. And then I had a lot to do with, saying yes or nay to the director. Every decision I was part of. I was part of the casting decisions. And so even now I'm part of the whole tour that we're doing and the new phase of getting it out there. I'm very involved in all of that as well. So yeah, I was very involved in this film as a producer. Some other ones you're not as involved, that's true. And there are some that I'm even more like Free Fall. I wasn't a producer on Free Fall, that's not true. But I was involved in a film with Brooke Shields called Daisy Winters. And that film, I wasn't involved at all other than helping them find the money. So that was my job on that film. So, it's always a little different.
Yeah. And you said you brought in Ariel, which, from my perspective, she just knocked this out of the park. This movie was great. What was the process of hiring her on as director and co-writer on this?
Well, Ariel was brought to us by another producer at the time who had heard of her and seen her film, Vide Noir, and which is a fantastic first film. And then we all watched it. We After she was brought to us because we knew we wanted a woman director, and we watched the film, and everybody just went. Shawnee and we all just went, "Whoa, wow! She is the person we want." And it was just pretty. We all wanted her. That was just kind of anonymously, not anonymously. What's the word when you all want something? I can't remember.
Unanimously.
Unanimously, not
We all
anonymously.
high-fived each other and patted
Like
each
it's
other
like
on the
my
back.
brain, it's not working. I can learn lines, but I can't think. Anyway, yeah, so that was sort of we just were so excited by her. And she came on and her she had a very strong vision. Ariel came on and the vision started, of how she wanted to shoot it, where she wanted to shoot it, who she wanted in the cast. She was very strong about that.
Yeah. And I gotta give props to the cast, yourself included. But there's without giving anything away, there's a lot of physical acting in this that I think without saying what the physical acting needs to be, but I think you know what I'm talking about. But there's certain things that would come off cheesy or not right if the actors weren't up to the task. What's kind of that process? Because it's one thing to read lines, but it's another thing to be able to perform physically.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of fight scenes in it,
Yeah.
They were, between the brothers, and then I had some fight scenes, and there was a lot of physical stuff going on. We obviously had a coordinator, a stunt coordinator, a fight coordinator on set who mapped it out like a dance. I mean, these things have to be mapped out like dance moves. Nothing can be left to chance. So you move like this, then you sit down like this. Everything has to be choreographed and worked on.
This is a weird question, but I'm going to be interviewing Marc Singer next week, and both of you worked on V. I would like to ask you if there's a question you would like me to ask Marc Singer when I talk to him, as a sort of reunion of sorts.
Yeah, just say, Mark, I miss you. Hi, let's catch up.
All right, I'll give him digital hugs for you.
I'm in LA.
But we do have a segment on the show called What's in the Box, and we have a box and we have people put movies into the box that we'll pull out each week and watch that movie for the following week. And these are movies that are either personal to you or a movie that you think, man, that movie's really good and no one ever talks about it. What's a movie you would like to put into the box?
Oh my God, wish I'd known that. I could have had a good think about it. Um, I'm not so good like this because I watch a million movies. I would say, um, well, the movie I just watched, which is extraordinary. I'm just thinking about something I've just watched, Anatomy of a Fall. Has everyone seen that?
Uh, they have, and it's good. So that's it.
Past Lives,
Yeah.
Past Lives is another one that I've just recently watched, which I was, overwhelmed by. I'm just looking about the new films that I've just watched,
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if I was going to think some old films,
What's like one you keep going back to? That's like to give you an example, there's one that my family watches a lot called Yellowbeard. It's got the Monty Python people, Cheech and Chong,
well,
and
I know which one I'd
that
watch. Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
there you go, there you go. That'll be a fun one to pull out of the
That is
box.
literally the funniest film I have ever seen, ever.
All right. Well, Jane, thank you very much for joining me. And everyone should go. Trim season on, well, shoot, by the time you're listening to this, it's in theaters and on demand now. And yeah, it's a very trippy and great movie. And thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, and they can pre-order it, which is great.
All right. And
Okay, thank you.
thank you much.
Thank you.